Thank you for the opportunity, Father Bradley, to share the way that I've really been witness to how the Spirit works here at Shield. I came here a year and a half ago as a post-bac student and was walking home from the evening classes, the only classes offered to post-bac students, tired, 3 hours of lecture, and saw a group of energetic, laughing students surrounding a bonfire outside of a building that I did not know and was drawn to it. And the first person I walked up to was Father Bradley by happenstance, and I started chatting with him and recognized that he was the teacher of the priest that I was attending the church of in Wilmette. Father Bradley convinced me to come to Mass the next weekend, and during the announcements, I heard of the opportunity to learn about mission trips that evening, and I decided to stick around and get some more information. And I was floored by the opportunities that were being provided to go and serve, particularly to New Orleans in the spring. But I knew it would be a financial undertaking for me, and so I stuck around after and talked to some of the staff and realized that there was fundraising and support through the church, and saw that that opportunity for service might actually be real for me, and it was something I'd always wanted to do. In the meantime, I heard of another opportunity attending Mass the following weeks, and it was a silent retreat, another experience I'd always wanted to have. So Sister Belinda led that, and I was able to go and attend and spend 3 days in silence with some wonderful students and monks and pray with them 6 times a day. And I realized the power of that silence and the way that the Spirit works always works, but that you can recognize it when you stop long enough to pay attention. And at that trip, I decided that I wanted to be Catholic, because I was not a part of the church at the time, and had been wandering for a long time trying to find my place in my home. And on that trip, I found it. And a lovely staff member, Mary Deely, reminded me that I would always have questions, but that this was a place where I could ask them, and this was a place where I could continue to journey with people rather than alone. And so that break, I joined the church. And needless to say, by the spring quarter, when the mission trip was happening, I was ecstatic, excited, and more alive in my faith than I think I'd ever been. And that trip was even more transformative for me. I walked into a group of other 15 students that I didn't know, and we traveled down to New Orleans, and it did not disappoint. We were able to build a house. We were able to serve the homeless population there. We were able to serve a group of community members who were subject to a tornado at the time. And I left, again, finding a family that I wasn't expecting to find. And that experience was only possible because of the contributions and the community built here by the stewards and by the people that show up every single week. And throughout the year, regardless of how I felt, whether it was a smile and a laugh that I needed, or some tears shed to Father Bradley or to, our man Jesus, after a really hard test, I found home here. And I found a safety, and it didn't matter how long I had stayed away. I always was reminded that this was a place where I could be accepted, no matter how unworthy the rest of the world was making me feel. This was a place where I could show up as myself. And I've continued to find that, and continued to find support and the opportunity to put forth my own visions and my own, calls through the Spirit working through me. And that's, if you've had beignets here, that was kind of an expression of that. So thank you to everyone who has shared a smile with me, everyone who has continued to show up to Mass and just be a support system to students like me, those who contribute their time, contribute their finances in any way, whatever that might be. It really has made this place an unforeseen house, an unforeseen home under our Father. So these 2 weeks are really a time to say thank you to everyone here.